So welcome to episode 133 of the Dynasty Trades HQ podcast. Michael Cipes unfortunately can't be with us tonight, which is why you're hearing me speak right now. This is the Dynasty Madman, at Dynasty Madman on the Twitter box, and I'm here with my fearless co-host Shane Manila, who's only missed one show in 133 episodes, but he's always here. Shane, what is going on?
I don't know. We don't have Mike here.
We're lost.
I don't know how any of this. I don't know who's going to make me focus when I start talking about
Nobody.
like cat,
Nobody.
methamphetamine. Like this could go so badly. Like there's no way that this doesn't turn into a conversation about smoking crack during a barbecue or something.
No, this is going to be great, buddy. Unfortunately, Mike couldn't be here to make the best of it.
Yeah, no, and you done good. You got a bunch of cool people to talk to. Two of which I don't think I've ever actually had it. Nope, that's a lie. One I haven't gotten to speak to before, so that's pretty cool. The other three I have, and one is basically just a member of the show already. So, yeah, I'm stoked. We're going to have a good episode. Not because Mike's not here. That's not why. Just we're going to battle on without Mike.
Yeah, unfortunately, with him here, things go smoothly. When he's not here, his shoes apparently for such a short man are really big. We needed 4 people to take his place tonight. So we have Dave Wright, a.k.a. Spaceman Dave. We've got Katie Flower, the diva of Debbie. Chris Allen from DLF and so many other things. Chris Allen at Chris Allen FFWX. And Sam Holt, Samantha R. Holt, who I've never talked to as well. This will be the first time we've had her on the show. So, exciting stuff, man.
Yeah, I like when we have new people on. It's fun. It's like a whole mystery box of, I don't know what's going to happen. How are they going to react to my inappropriateness? Will they just end the call? Like, it's all very exciting for me. So I'm excited to see if anyone ends the call tonight.
I don't think so. Everybody knows you by now. They know you're a fun-loving guy. Not really a bad guy, right? You just like to have a good time, and sometimes you need to be censored, which, whatever.
Like I like to describe myself as such. I do good things. That doesn't mean I'm a good person.
Yeah. All right.
So we got some big news. What's the news for the week? Oh man, so much happening.
I don't know. I don't think there's much happening.
I'll go on Roto World right now. We definitely prepped for this. Matt Breida, he's not getting a contract extension. They're not engaged in talks. Laviska Shenault, he signed. I mean, rookie signing. We're all pretending that the season's going to start, so that's fun. Hopefully, there'll be some available targets for Jalen Reagor.
Yes.
Reagor. Opening up soon. Come to their senses and cut Deshaun Jackson and Marquise Goodwin's bigoted asses. And if they do, those Jalen Reagor shares will look even better. And maybe I can root for the Eagles again. But on another story, that's about it. That's all I got for the news, dude. That's it. So maybe Jalen Reagor might have a chance to end up being a wide receiver 1 this year.
I don't think that's far-fetched. Certainly the next year. I know there are people talking about how there are other players in college that are better than Reagor. Just wait till next year's draft, whatever. Jalen Reagor's a beast. He's on the Eagles. All the things we thought about him, the high hopes we have, I think he's going to start that legacy this year, man. I think, assuming they have a season, he's going to start it this year, and we're going to be excited to own him. That's for sure. All right.
Very much so.
Devy leagues are the fastest growing form of dynasty leagues. Whether you're new to Devy or maybe you've played Devy for a long time and are just looking for an edge, DevyWatch.com has you covered. Do you need to know who will be a first-round rookie pick before the rest of your league does? Do you want that future NFL Combine star on your taxi squad before he blows up at the Combine? DevyWatch has Superflex Devy ranks, Devy ADP, and an annual DevyWatch guide to help you. The 2020 DevyWatch Guide ranked and profiled over 260 players. It includes dominator ratings, breakout ages for returning prospects, and if you play college fantasy football, they've got you covered there as well. Volume 2 of the 2020 DevyWatch Guide has tons of information about new college coaching staffs and how their scheme changes affect the college fantasy landscape. They also have team-by-team breakdowns for all 130 FBS teams. If you play college fantasy football, their CFF rankings will drop in July. Visit DevyWatch.com and check out the 2 membership options. Join today and gain access to their industry-leading content. Click Have a Coupon and enter the code DTHQ when you sign up so they know you heard about them on the Dynasty Trades HQ podcast. Yeah, go out there and check out the Devy Watch at DevyWatch.com. All right, hey Shane, are you ready to bring our guests in this room and start talking them up? See what they got
I'm
to
super
offer us?
Let's see, because I'm going to tell you that maybe we can also make it like an eliminator challenge where I just hang up on people that I'm like, you bore me. And then I have no more use for this witness. Damn it, I finally got to use it. I wanted to use that last week. Anyway,
Nice.
I have no further use of this witness.
I don't mind that at all. I think that's not a bad plan.
All right, let's see how it goes.
All right, let's bring them on in here. Before we get too carried away, let's go around the room here and tell everybody what we're all about and where we're from. Let's start with you, Diva of Devi, Katie Flower. Tell us what you're all about.
I am all about Dynasty Fantasy Football on UnderTheHelmetDynasty.com, UTHDynasty.com, regular weekly podcast. I sometimes will write, but it's been a few minutes. And my passion is Superflex Deep Devi.
Yes.
Deep.
I like it deep. The deeper, the better.
Good stuff. Spaceman Dave.
I'm blushing.
Yeah, Dave Wright,
absolutely.
the Spaceman. What about you, sir?
Yeah, I'm a spaceman. I love my spreadsheets, and I'm a huge Dynasty nerd. I love looking at incoming rookies. Not much of a Devy person, but I just love it once they declare for the draft. And yeah, that's me. I write for DFF Dynasty. I do the Superflex ranks over there. And yeah, that's Dave Wright.
Hey,
and I'm a host of the Tale 2 Rivals Dynasty podcast.
There you go. Thanks for joining us,
Did we
Spaceman
actually-
Dave.
Dave, did we actually pass each other? Were we with each other at the same time over there or no?
At DFF?
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I'm going to start writing with Shane. And the day I entered the chat, it said Dave entered, and then it said Shane left.
Well, that's
Long story there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he worked there a long time, so we'll let that one ride. Chris Allen, FFWX, at Chris Allen, FFWX. Tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Let's see. Where do I write at?
Where don't you write at?
Yeah, I know. I primarily write over at 4for4, but then I have a side gig over at numberfire.com. I do a little bit of work over there. I do the weekly mailbag show over at Dynasty League Football. Love those fellows over there. And then I just got a freelance position over at Football Guys, so I'll be doing a little bit with Sigmund Bloom and all those fellows. And yeah, I think that's... Oh, and of course, Dynasty Owners Manual podcast with Adam Weldy. Doing that as well. So
Busy.
Mostly Dynasty. Yeah, try and keep it that way.
Well, we have a newcomer tonight, Sam Holt. Why don't you tell us where you're from and anything you'd like everybody to know about you?
Sure. Well, I'm over with the guys at Fantasy Focused, and I have a podcast on their show called The Fantasy Debate. And I have myself and my co-host, Derek, and we kind of go back and forth debating. And then I've had another show on their channel that's called One on One With, and I do one-on-one interviews with different people throughout the industry. And then for me, I feel like I've been doing podcasting it feels like a minute, but it's actually been 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And it's like I'm taking this slow, it's been going good. And I did some writing, and then I had no time for writing, and then a ton of time for podcasting. And then it's with quarantine, I've been doing nothing but podcasting and guest spots on a million different things. It's been super fun. But what better way to pass the time in quarantine than talking fantasy football?
Exactly.
Okay, so there's drinking, drugs, sex, some crimes.
What?
I was just listening.
Other things that you could do while you're in quarantine.
Oh, while you're in quarantine, yeah.
Passing quarantine. Yeah, not just not in general. That's don't be facetious.
I think you covered them all.
That's awesome, Sam. Thanks for coming, Chris. Say hi to me in the Slack channel sometime, buddy. I know you're big time, but just say hi to me in the Slack channel, okay?
I'm like I keep like bouncing in and out of that Slack channel. I will say what's up next time I'm in.
Yeah, the couch,
I'm
right?
terrible at group chats. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst
I
at group
too.
chats. Everyone gets on me all the time in Slack, and then in a sleeper app. I never reply in those, and everyone's like, "I sent you trades." I'm like, I have other stuff I have to do too. I can't just be on my phone all day. I will die if I'm on my phone all day.
Why can't we just choose one and stick with it? Like, GroupMe is better than Vox or I mean, I think that's what it's called.
There's too many channels.
I like
the
Voxer.
Slack, it's like everybody's got a different one. And,
It's true.
Yeah.
So
Slack is complicated. We use that a little bit at work, but I like Voxer the best because you can kind of yell at people. And you
I like
know, no
yelling
matter
at
what you're
people.
doing,
Yeah,
you
you
can just
can
leave a little
talk
message like, "Hey, spaceman, I sent you a trade offer."
I don't believe that. Like Shane, I thought you were more soft spoken.
no, very much so. But a lot of times in the Pigs 3 chat back in the day, I used to just wake people up. Like I jump on it and just start singing them while I was on my way to work.
Oh, good God!
And
Why am I not surprised?
I haven't done
Serenading
that.
now.
And I apologize, guys. Like I'll jump in there again. But you know what we need is we need the real life wolf from The Office.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you send a message here and it goes everywhere. That's what we need.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
I'm
want all
working
your
on that.
messages out there like that, though, man. We have to censor you a little bit.
Right? You have a
DMs?
whoop up
A little bit.
So
I'm
good.
going to say DMs should not be included in that.
No,
Yeah, no.
I already get too many of those.
Yeah, I know how that is.
It's,
I have no idea.
they're all
So
muted.
let's do some
I know.
football.
I do the same. Yeah, let's talk some football, Shane. What you got?
Oh, I have absolutely nothing. So FBX Scott Fishbowl 10. I'm assuming everyone's invited, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the Jenga division.
So
Nice.
real quick, is there anyone in the kite division in here?
No.
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 We
I
talked
think
about that.
Scott's trying to tell you to go fly a kite.
No, it just apparently the kite division was a thing that people actually wanted to be in. I made fun of it.
People requested that?
On purpose, yes. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, and we're live for
On
the first
YouTube,
time.
yeah.
Let's go.
On this channel. So
So
keep
that's
it
all I
clean,
got.
Shane.
Here you
Keep it clean. Can't edit you now. You're on your own.
All right, whatever. So let's do what we do. Okay, who exactly is involved in the sex battle of the sexes this year? By the way, in this room?
Katie's in it. I'm in it.
My
You are in it.
time. Jeremy got me in it.
Are you in
Yeah.
that, Sam? Are you in that, Sam? The battle of the sexes is
don't-
just for good fun.
I don't think so, but I have to be honest. I need to make a spreadsheet for how many leagues I've said yes to because I'm actually starting to literally lose track. I think I'm in 20 leagues this year. It's getting
Oh my
ridiculous.
God.
This is a lot
Really?
easier than a league. Low maintenance. It's really a contest. You pick 5 players from a select list. There's caveats for your quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end, and then your flex player. I'll send you the rules and you can take a look. But James Hanmore in bloody old England, JD_Thunder, former semi-pro football player over in the UK. He set this up, and it really is all for fun. And it's just a contest where you pick your 5 players, and your opponent picks 5, and you hope your 5 players, win it for you. So I'll send that to you, and there's a couple other
I'm
people
down,
you still
yeah.
need to invite. It's
Shane-
super fun, right,
Shane is
Katie?
going- for the quarterback, Shane is going to pick Matt Barkley.
Okay. Taking
Matt
note.
Barkley.
No.
Well,
Why?
I don't.
Dude, that was such a bad move.
Did you accidentally take Matt Barkley?
No.
He did it on purpose.
Yeah, someone
Explain it.
accidentally took Matt Barkley, and I was like, me being me, I'm like, well, I'm an attention whore, 1, and 2. This could probably be good for charity. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll throw it out there. Like whoever that was, I'll throw $100 to whatever charity you want. If you can
Taking note.
keep him and make the playoffs.
Why?
But dude had already been like, yo, Scott.
Did you accidentally?
So then I was like, all right, I'll go ahead and I'll take it up on my own and I'll do it. So I
my
drafted
God.
him in the first round. I donated $100 to the Podathon because I'll make the playoff. That's a given. And then Keaton Denley was the only other person that took me up on it. And then Scott Fish jumped in my DMs and he was like, yeah, I'm going to need you to stop this nonsense right now. And I was like,
the sanctity
Yeah,
of the
I'm
Scott Fish Bowl at stake here,
Yeah.
Shane.
so whatever bitch cried to Scott about it, sincerely blow me. So then,
All
yeah,
right.
Matt Barkley jumped on it, though. He was shouting out
And so did Saquon.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Saquon, yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very cool.
Charity, right?
Love
Yeah.
it.
Exactly. So, yeah. But my team is still stacked. I don't remember what we were talking about before that. So how many? You said you're in 20s, 22 redraft leagues.
I'm in. I don't actually know. I think I'm in. I'm in 4 dynasty leagues now, and I think I'm in at least 10 redraft leagues now. I have to make a spreadsheet. I don't even know.
No, you don't. You don't. You really don't.
How else am I supposed to keep track of all these different players? Because I have different ones across the board.
I stick to MFL because of that reason. I don't like. Yeah. I had like 3 or 4 dynasty leagues in ESPN, and I gave those teams up even though they were really good. But all of my leagues, I've got 30 plus dynasty leagues, but they're all on MFL, and I can keep track of everything. You can search for a player across all your teams.
There you go.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It really is.
Or Sam, you can just be like Shane and DM me and say, "Hey, Dave, can you make a spreadsheet for me?" I'm like, "Okay."
Yes.
Yeah.
You can also cut and paste right from MFL into an Excel spreadsheet and then just keep going.
Shit. That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't done it before, but I've got 2 MFL ones.
Adam Sticky, that's not his real name, but he's got the Sticky board. You can track all your ownership in every player. You can that's how I figured out I have 25% of my leagues have Miles Sanders, which you're like, oh, that's a few leagues, and then you're like,
I was going to say that's low.
I'm in 50 something leagues. So it's 15 or it's 13. I'm not good at math. I don't know math.
I was told there would be no math.
Speaking of Miles Sanders, I have a bone to pick with you, Shane. I was in the second round of the Scott Fish Bowl.
You can't ask him this question.
No. The whole point is like, okay, I'm in the second round. I'm really nervous. All these people are looking at they're all searching. What is Dave going to do in the Scott Fish Bowl, of course? And I don't know what to do. So I'm like, you know what? Shane's a Philly fan. I'm going to take Miles Sanders. And then I go and look. Shane's no longer a Philly fan. And I feel like you bailed on me, man. That's the only reason why I took Miles Sanders. It wasn't because he had a great receiving floor or anything like a great athleticism or a great body type. Nothing like that. It was only because you were a Philly fan.
He does have a beautiful body, though. I will say that.
No. There's better. Come on.
There are some good bodies out there.
He's got that nice, thin. He's got that thin.
Yeah, you don't have to turn the lights off for.
I just like when Shane describes these guys. It kills me.
I'm comfortable in my sexuality, but I would probably let Miles Sanders do things to me if he so chose to. I'm just saying, he's a good-looking man.
But see what happens. You get Dave on board, and then you jump ship.
But I'm no longer an Eagles fan. But
what does Miles Sanders look like? I mean, is he really?
Yeah, now I gotta look him up.
He's got a little nose.
Sanders shirtless.
Nose ring. Yeah, he looks nice without a shirt.
Nah, he's too rough for me. I can't do it.
See, I think he's clean cut.
Well, compared to you,
picture I'm looking at here.
I'm waiting for my.
Maybe this one, I'm looking at his picture from draft night. Yeah, he's a handsome man.
Shane's got everybody looking at Miles Sanders shirtless.
I'm distracted.
I haven't touched my mouse.
Oh, he's got a lovely smile. I like him. Yeah.
Seems like a generally good dude, and I feel
he is a very good.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he seems like a nice dude.
Big Ten guy too. Badass.
Dave, it's still a good pick. You took Sanders in the second. I took Sanders in the second, even though I hate the Eagles now. And I took Carson Wentz as my quarterback. And I just took Boston Scott in the 13th round.
Should have taken Nick Chubb. That's a man among men right there.
All right, let's hear from the room. Katie, Chubb or Sanders?
Chubb.
Chris?
Chubb.
Samantha?
Wait, are we talking shirtless or are we talking athletic?
Athleticism, running backs. That's a valid question on this show, though. It really is.
Shirtless. Let me look it up.
Chubb is
I have Chubb.
He's pretty beastie.
I have him in my brain. I will never forget what he looked like at the combine. So that's all you need. He was.
So Chubb for you too.
There you go. That's what.
I get a Chubb for Chubb, so I think it's a clean sweep. Sam's gonna.
Clean sweep on Nick Chubb. Yeah.
Sorry, Shane.
Well, no, it's not a clean sweep. I'm actually a person. I have an opinion.
5 against 1, buddy.
Wow. Just gonna roll right on.
I've had a lot of therapy these last few months. My therapy.
You validate Shane.
You told me that
Oh my
They
God,
told me
dude.
that my opinion is valid, and
Exactly.
I don't have to.
Your
sleep in the
feelings
closet.
are valid. Your opinion on these running backs, I mean, we can definitely put that to the test.
You guys are all wrong. That is incredible that you would all take Nick Chubb.
We're all wrong. Okay.
I actually don't know who I would take.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
it's
on. You already
tough.
said. Can't take it back.
No, I just said I like Chubb with his shirt off, and I like put in the comment. That's all I said.
Not as a running back. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We're not talking any fantasy, just people with their shirts off today,
I guess.
apparently.
That is fantasy.
It is.
Oh,
It
yeah,
kind of works.
Well, for
So
some of
when we
you,
talk-
and definitely Shane.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
now-
might be twisting the definition of fantasy, but no, you know, might
DK
work.
Metcalf next, in my opinion, then. Because come on.
DK,
Come on.
DK's
yeah,
a man. That dude is crazy.
Come on.
yeah, DK could definitely. Like, I would just be like, all right, I don't have a choice. Look at you.
Well, no, because you can't outrun him. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, he's bigger than you.
Oh, as long
You just hope he's really nice.
Yeah. You better hope he puts obstacles in your way or something.
Yeah. Like, if I just put 3 cones in front of him.
Yeah, maybe just like
Put 3 cones in front of him. Run those. I dare you.
I don't know. I saw Pete Carroll take his shirt off in that video. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Pete, yeah, he's
Oh my god.
different story.
So I would just
That is not a feat that you want him to repeat.
I want to thank the Open Bar for inspiring this week's episode. Hey, J. Mike, man bun,
Man,
fan, whatever, he knows his name.
I'm gonna wind up-
And
yeah.
so
Jimmy G next. Okay, Jimmy G without a shirt on. What do we think?
Dude dated a
I
porn
mean, I
star.
think
Are you
it's-
still dating a porn star.
I don't
I
know.
don't think you date porn stars like that long, Chris. That's kind of what
Hey, I
I'm
don't
like.
know. Hey, I don't know.
I've never been in that position. I don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
I went to breakfast with a stripper before, so I kind of can relate. No.
An all-you-can-eat buffet at a strip club does not count as going to breakfast.
He's Dave's got your number.
I mean, hey, man, good value, right? I mean, that's why
I
you
mean, if you eat there at 3 a.m., it's like you're having breakfast.
I've done that quite a few times.
You eat at a strip club at 3 a.m.?
Breakfast, buddy.
you go to Del Taco or someplace greasy because that helps cut down all the alcohol that's in your system.
That's what Waffle House is for.
That's
That's what-
exactly what it's for.
Waffle House.
That's
Yeah,
what
Del Taco, Taco
Oh, yeah.
Bell. I mean, any
yeah.
of those greasy.
You do like 3 rails,
West Coast.
and then
Tacos.
you're fine. And then you're not even drunk anymore. Like, that's the least of your concerns.
I hope there are no minors
I-
listening to this show because you are definitely not the kind of role model they need to listen to. I want
Who
to.
in the right? Yeah, what minor would listen to Shane?
I don't know. I gotta hope it's not my kids.
Just a coal miner's daughter.
Well, let's come back to center just for a minute. We started talking about the Scott Fish Bowl. Are we all in the Scott Fish Bowl? Sam, you're in it, right? You have a team.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
so let's just let's start with you. What do you like about your team so far that you drafted? Give us some insight into how it's gone. Are you happy with your team? Who do you have? I can't
Yeah.
really pull that up. Actually, I can. Give me 1 second.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I can just rattle them off. What I like most about my team is I feel like it's pretty balanced. This is my first Scott Fish Bowl, so I haven't taken too many risks, but I feel like I got some good value where I took them. So I've got Lamar Jackson at 1, Austin Eckler, Matt Ryan, Zach Ertz. I took Raheem Mostert right before he decided to ask for a trade. That was the one thing that kind of sucks.
Oops.
But
Yeah.
but I've heard a lot of things about that being mostly a contract dispute and that he's on a special teams contract and that he just wants, a higher contract. And I think they'll pay the man. I mean, I don't
You
see them
want
having.
respect, man.
Yeah, pay the man. I
Pay the
mean,
man.
he was amazing for you, so why wouldn't you? But then I got Darius Geis, Robert Woods, Marquise Brown, and Jarvis Landry. So what I like is I got a lot of really, high ceiling potential receivers, but I got them really late. So I like
Good.
what I did there. Now, I just got to figure out if I want to do another tight end quickly because they just went on a giant run of tight ends. I looked at the board and it's like 8 tight ends just went. I'm like, well, shit, I think I missed the run of my second tight end. I'm going to get a second string, third string tight end. That's okay. I'll be
What
all right.
division are you in?
I'm in the Tamagotchi League.
I had one of those.
What is that?
Did you?
Is that Big Hero
I've
6?
never had that.
No, that's
No,
the
they're-
little baby.
they're the little-
Yeah, y'all didn't have any of those?
No.
You guys
my
are a little bit younger than me,
a
I
lot
think.
younger than me.
You have to clean up their poop, right? You had to clean up their poop.
Yeah, they're like
Really?
little eggs. Yeah, they're little digital guys, and you either feed them or clean up their poop. That's all you did.
Wow.
Well, that's
Yeah,
great.
and then they grow. They're little digital guys. They're so cute. I mean, I don't know if I'm that young. I'm 32. I'm not that young.
I remember the
Oh, okay.
Sims.
Yeah.
Sims are fun. Yeah.
Like the Sims used to have actual lives though. Like they didn't just poop themselves and wait for you to feed them.
Unless you trap them in a room. If you trap them in a room with no doors and no windows, then they get depressed and die.
They would feed themselves, and there would be a big yellow circle around them.
It's like a real nurturing step, like way higher level than a Barbie or something, or even a Cabbage Patch Kid, right? I mean, you have to really nurture that toy.
Yeah.
My first tilt was a Tamagotchi because I was like, why is he dying so early? That's not fair. And that's just prepare me for my fantasy tilts that I would go on later in life. So thank you.
Absolutely.
A Tamagotchi.
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 You didn't even get close.
And
Tamagotchi.
from Maine, it doesn't matter how you pronounce things.
I'm happy with my league so far. Just gotta finish out strong and not overthink some things. Although I feel like I've done enough.
Yeah, we all do that. You look back and maybe want some picks back or think you should have taken someone else, but
I don't.
Everybody.
So far, I wouldn't take any of these back, and that's why I feel pretty good about it.
Oh, good. Well, what about you, Katie? What's your team? What division are you in, and what's your team? I'm looking at Tamagotchi finally. So let's see this. I'm gonna pull up. While you're giving me your roster, I'm going to pull up Sam's team here.
Why are we pulling up rosters?
I want to see what they are. I can't.
I feel like we
she
need
names all her.
sites.
What's that?
This is the most undisciplined we've ever been. I'm really disappointed.
Lies.
It doesn't matter.
So, Katie, what's your team?
No discipline. What is wrong with no discipline?
Exactly.
Why do we need
fun.
discipline?
Yeah, rules are meant to be broken.
I like both.
All right, so here we go. I couldn't remember all your players after you named them. That's my problem. I got through 3, and then I was like,
yeah.
Too much information.
So, Katie, what's your team, dude? Or do you have it up?
Can you guys see this? I'm sharing my screen, Sam's team right now.
I can see it.
Then we'll get to Katie's. Look at the screen.
I'm sorry.
And then we'll compare.
on
We'll
Twitter.
compare notes here.
Oh, sounds good.
I was on Twitter, so I wasn't actually paying attention to the screen. I'm sorry.
Shane's making trades and talking to other people, trying to get a date while we're looking at this.
Well,
He's got to stay on brand.
Well, I'm single, so yeah.
Good quarterbacks, Sam. Good quarterbacks. I like that.
Thank you. I really wanted to get quarterbacks early. That was one position that I knew I wanted to take early. I wanted to take a tight end early as well. I feel like I could wait on the second. We'll see if I miss the boat on getting that second tight end. But I just wanted to make sure my quarterbacks were a sure thing.
There's so many left in like the 10th, and I think you'll be fine. I'm glad you got Hurts. People have written him off for years. He's still doing like Julio and Larry Fitz things.
Still doing work. Yeah, absolutely.
Other than Mostert, that's pretty nice. That's
Yeah, I hate the
Mostert
Mostert pick.
But I mean, it's only you hate it.
You said you hate it.
Mostert. Dude, Mostert is one of the. I think he is such a. What's the word I'm looking for? He's like one of the worst picks I can imagine this year. He's not going to be good this year.
This was before he was
no
traded.
way.
He was saying this before he was traded.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever. I didn't think he was ever going to be good this year because he's a jag. I mean, he's 28 years old.
I hate that term.
Just a guy. I'll call him just a fella.
You know why I hate it? Because all those just a guys put us all to shame, man. It's just kind of, it's almost...
We're not comparing them to us.
I know, but just saying just a guy about an NFL player always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like, really? Anyway, I get you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Sorry, Sam, what was your decision with Austin Eckler? So I like the Austin Eckler pick, but what was your decision at RB there? Did you have a couple of RBs to choose from, or was it like Austin Eckler was the best available? Was it a hard choice?
No, I had a couple available, but I just liked the PPR possibilities for him, and I feel like he has a really high floor this year because he is the without a doubt number 1 there. Yeah. So he's not going to be splitting carries with Melvin Gordon, and I feel like based on their quarterback situation, they're going to need someone as reliable as he is to be kind of a switch army knife for them. So I'm excited for that.
I like that you got Geis too in the 7th. I saw him go higher than that. We could take a look, but it'll take too much time. But higher and, of course, lower than that. But that's I mean, if he becomes a starting running back and stays healthy, good God, that's a hell of a buy right there, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Katie, what division are you in? Because I have trouble finding rosters on here.
Jenga.
Jenga? I'll never find that.
The movie. There's a movie called. No, that's not what I was thinking of.
If you just hit backspace and then type in her Twitter handle, you
Are
can
you
get there
serious?
quicker.
You're so smart. You're so mathy and
You
smart.
should ask Dave a
Oh my
lot
God,
of this
that's so
stuff, 'cause
easy.
He's a computer guy.
No, it's at FF
At buttons?
underscore.
Oh,
At
FF.
FF. There you go. FF. There you go. Underscores.
You know what's great
does
about that? You were
keyword-
trying to tell me your Twitter handle, and
Yeah.
Shane never even stopped talking.
Whose Twitter handle?
Katie's. We're looking at Katie's
Katie
roster.
Oh, you're
Flower
further.
on Twitter.
It's not gonna fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that Drew Brees pick.
Yeah,
Thank you.
he went higher than that, and that's a good buy for sure. So, Katie, walk us
Yeah.
through this. What do you like? Just a little insight. I didn't want to spend a ton of time on this, but give us the highs and lows of this. Do you have any lows? What do you think?
They're football players. I hope they don't get COVID during the season.
Yeah.
I hope they stay healthy, and I hope they kick ass.
Okay.
That would be-
I love that you got Dobbins down there in the 7th. I did the same thing. I can't remember if it was at the end of the 7th or beginning of the 8th.
I stacked him with Ingram. I almost at the 602. I almost went for the stack there, but I was like, no, I think I can wait. And I got Odell Beckham instead, who had slipped. So that was a big get for me. And then to get Dobbins back, I'm on the corner of the late, so it's always tough. You got to sometimes jump guys. I've been patient. Odell Beckham came to me, J.K. Dobbins fell to me, Jared Goff fell to me. I mean, all of the draft really just fell to where
I'm in the 111. That's where Shane is too. That's a hell of a spot to be, and I like it. I took Deshaun Watson though, George Kittle and Deshaun Watson at my first turn there. Are you in the thread on Twitter with all the other 111s that was put together? I didn't see. I don't.
No.
I'll put you in there. I'll add you. I don't tweet much. It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
I think I already did. I not already leave
party
that?
without me. I'll bring the whiskey.
Yeah, sure. Well, you went running back heavy too, so no, good job.
Yeah.
I think overall.
Yeah.
Spaceman, what are you talking about here? What did you do?
So I was just from the 103 like Sam was, and I had a tough decision between the quarterbacks and going running back. In an ideal world, I wanted Barkley. I thought the reason why I chose 103 was I thought
Everybody's
when I chose it, everyone was talking about quarterbacks heavily, and then that kind of shifted as it went along. And then so I was like, you know what? I tested it all. I did a couple mock drafts, and I like my build better with Ezekiel Elliott at 103. I feel like he has a relatively safe. He might not be super exciting like a Christian McCaffrey or a Barkley, but he is safe. And then I just liked how it shaped up there. And then I got Miles Sanders at 210, which I felt was a good value.
Fast drafters, 16 already.
Wow.
Yeah, we're cruising here. And then it was Devontae Adams at 303 was like the fourth latest that you could get Devontae in all of SFB. So I was happy. And I double tapped the QBs at Matt Stafford and Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
like Matt Stafford's upside, and I just wanted to stop sweating about QBs because you had no idea when you're at 103. You don't know if you're going to hit a run or something. So I didn't want to sweat it. And DeAndre Swift, I think Shane's a pretty big fan of DeAndre Swift. Kerryon Johnson does not. He has not had me shaking my boots whatsoever. I'm not afraid of
That's
Kerryon
Swift's
Johnson. Yep, he could be the best back in this class. People were thinking that way beforehand at times. And if they're playing from behind, they're on turf. Stafford's done well with receiving backs in the past. Give me DeAndre Swift there.
And any of the
then
rookie
AJ
running backs, if they get a shot, I mean, we're going to hit gold if that happens.
Yeah, and it's in my third RB, so I'm happy, with Sanders and Zeke there. So I'll take the risk there. And then AJ Brown, I like him paired with Adams. And then it was Gronk was my one bad decision in my opinion. Did you
say I thunk? That sounds like something Gronkowski would say.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Very Gronk.
My inner Mainer came out there, and so I should have taken Joe Burrow there, but I went Gronk just because I got too excited about the idea of not having the coverage that he had in New England. He doesn't have to worry about being.
You don't need with those two quarterbacks you took in Stafford and Cousins. It's actually a really good idea that you could have even waited later and got Haskins. You don't need 3 top tier quarterbacks or top 2 tier quarterbacks. You just need a guy like Haskins. I think that's perfect. I don't know if I would have taken Gronkowski, but maybe he does really well this year. We'll see.
It's right where his ADP was, so I was happy. And then I just went. I had to make sure I left this draft for Christian Kirk. I am fighting my flag on Christian Kirk this season. Yeah. I was sniped by FF Zinger last year in my first FS or Scott Fishbowl, and it was not happening again. So I was making sure I got Christian Kirk. And besides that, I just went value for the rest of the way. I was just looking. I just want the most value on the board. But everyone else
Way
did the
ahead of
thinking for
us.
me.
Yeah, no, nice work.
Yeah. But this is cool.
Yeah, you did.
How do you guys feel about? I like the late pick for Haskins. How do you guys feel about him this year? I mean, obviously, given Scott Fishbowl rules, I'm very shaking in my boots about the stacks and the
Haskins,
interceptions. So I'm worried. But I mean, I think that depending on the game, and obviously, if you have a bye to like slot him in, you might be able to get some good value out of him if he can shape out. Are you guys excited about Haskins at all?
So I love Haskins. I think we saw him improve tremendously as the season went on, as it progressed last year, and that was with literal trash cans at receiver. It's Steven Sims, who people are talking up for some reason. He had what's his face, Harmon, and McLaren, obviously. But outside of that, I mean, McLaren's really the only talent on that team. Like the rest of it, that is a terrible offensive
Yeah, the only
team.
thing set at wide receiver that's legitimate right now.
Yeah, I mean, AGG, at least he gives him a big body, in the end zone. Maybe Thad Moss, if he gets his foot right. I mean, he's better than, what they had out there last year, which was Jordan Sprinkle, I think. I don't even
Jeremy Sprinkle.
Jeremy Sprinkle. I don't even
Close
remember his name. Yeah. If Geis is healthy, I mean, that should help with the play action. The line's got to be better. I'm stoked to see what they do with Gibson, too. I think he can be a fun little weapon for Haskins. In SFB, I also drafted Haskins, and I don't want to ever have to start him. But long-term dynasty outlook, I love that.
Absolutely.
Sure. Love it.
Look at this guy.
Tyrod Taylor's still available. I might take him. I'm on the clock one away. I might take Tyrod Taylor just for a little bit of safety.
I might be on the clock now, too. I had just picked at the 11th spot, so I'm up again for, I think, maybe the 10th round. But, Chris, oh, my God, 22 rounds in? Really?
Yeah, we're done.
That's crazy.
We're half that
That's
in my
crazy.
league. Might have
Yeah,
been.
we're
Is
done.
that the entire draft? How many rounds is the fishbowl? I forget.
He's done.
Yeah, 22.
That's insane.
We were like, I think at one point, I think through like the 6th or 7th round, we were like the fastest league, or fastest division in the league, and yeah, we're just about done.
That's crazy.
I don't know. We had a good group. I mean, everybody was. I think last because I've been on both sides of the coin. I think last season I was in one of the slowest ones.
Yeah,
I mean, and
too.
that was I was on that was definitely my fault, being that I was working in a classified area, so I could only pop out like every now and again, and like I would sit on the clock for hours, and I felt bad. But this season, especially being able to work from home, so I could just as easily, flip over and make my pick. So we were able to get through it pretty quickly. I don't know. I mean, I didn't pay as much attention and do like a ton of research for my draft like this season. And since I had like a later pick, so I was picking from the 110, I was just going to go with the flow and see whatever fell. I was in some of the DM threads for folks that were picking from the 10 spot.
Yeah.
It was pretty much, if you can get a good running back at the back end of the first, go with it. I was aiming for Drew Brees in the second round. He got taken like the pick right before mine. So I went George Kittle.
Good consolation prize.
Yeah. And then the third round, it was just, I was waffling over I think it was like a wide receiver or Aaron Jones. And I figured, why not? And then again, with quarterbacks, I don't know, and maybe I might have galaxy brained the whole thing, but when it came to I get that it's a super flex league, but with the way that the quarterback scoring is, I don't really know if hoarding quarterbacks is plus EV, because the quarterbacks that you're going to draft later anyway, they suck for a reason, and that's why they're available late. So do you really want to start those guys in your super flex spot, or would it just be easier to just play a running back or wide receiver in that spot?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, for what it's worth, Chris, the way I played it was I figured I'm going to get to what I believe to be elite quarterbacks, and then just a guy after that. Because, all those bottom feeders that people are going to, like you said, hoard later.
Yeah, like Mitch Trubisky, Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, they're going to lose people weeks. So I don't want to have to be in the position where I'm ever seriously contemplating starting any of those.
Well, you don't need more than Stafford and Cousins, just like with Spaceman Dave. Those are two great quarterbacks in this format. Steady, especially Cousins. I love that you got him in the 6th round. He was taken much higher than that. Yeah, you don't really need another quarterback, and you get somebody off of waivers if you need a fill-in, but you could just play one quarterback each week if you wanted. And
yeah, I figured I'd be like pretty solid. So I wasn't too I didn't have any like wow picks or anything like that. I didn't feel like a lot of a ton of value fell my way. I just kind of just rolled with the punches, and we'll see how it goes.
Cherry pick, took what came to you.
I disagree with what Chris is saying. I have put in my calendar here, write Chris a sonnet tomorrow for picking Albert Wilson with this last pick, because ended 6 of 7 games over 5 or more targets, and the idea of him playing with Tua. Chris, thank you for being on the bandwagon still. The dream lives on. Let's go, baby.
Devontae Parker play on the outside. Who's going to be on the interior? It's going to be Albert Wilson.
It's definitely just like last year it was going to be Albert Wilson. I remember the year before that when it was going to be Albert Wilson. Look, I know that's the problem. I've lived the dream with Albert Wilson for 3 seasons.
Live the dream.
It's just not happening.
You know what Albert Wilson's alter ego name is?
No.
Kristen Michael.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
The only thing that's different about this season is that I've slid into his DMs and I've offered to give him his hamstring and his quad a massage every game day to make sure he stays loose and he doesn't get injured. So that's the only difference for this
guy.
year.
Great.
There you go.
So I'm going to say this much.
You do what you got to do.
I volunteer my hands to Nick Chubb, his posterior, to make sure that he's properly running and loose and stretched out and ready to go. I volunteer my hands for that duty.
I bet.
See, that's the only advantage women have in this world.
That's the only one, huh?
Well, no,
usually. We only have one advantage.
Let me finish.
That's why we all take advice from Shane.
Men are given every advantage. Men are given advantages over women, was my point. The only advantage that women are given, or the slack that they're given, is they can jump in your DMs and literally say anything, and you're just like, yeah, that's fine.
Just go.
You know what I mean? They can literally jump in there and just be like, I'm coming over to murder your family and kidnap you. And you just be like, fine. All right. That was my only point.
You're a maniac.
The advantages of sliding in the DMs. We can say whatever we want. Hey, I'll take whatever advantages I can get.
Men get higher pay when they don't deserve it. Men get treated better when they don't deserve it. Things like that.
Yeah, reproductive rights, who cares? But you can slide into the DM.
And then you have the people out there that take Matt Barkley at 111 in the Scott Fish Bowl.
And then still build a team that you look at and you're like,
and you say, man, that's... I can't think of a lousier team, really.
You could have been a contender. What is this?
There's not. Let's see. I got Miles Sanders, who's a top 12 running back this year. Carson Wentz,
made a statement.
The most underrated quarterback one in the league. DJ Moore, who apparently people are still sleeping on. I'm not sure why, but
top 5 wide receiver this year.
Nobody's sleeping on him, though. Everybody knows he's good and he's a wide receiver one. Nobody's sleeping on him. But that is great that you got him at 402 because wide receivers are falling in the Scott Fish Bowl. But no one's sleeping on that guy.
In week 1 of the Scott Fish Bowl playoffs, if you even make it there, he's going to be on bye. He's going to be on bye in the first week of the playoffs. So,
well, here's the good thing: if I don't make the playoffs, I can say it was because of Matt Barkley.
Oh, we're not going to let you say that.
No, you can't.
Excuse.
I'm going to say it's because you took DJ Moore in the 4th instead of a running back.
Just blame on Boston Scott.
I'm sorry. I still believe in zero RB. I'm always going to believe in zero running back. There's going to be running backs that will pull off the waiver wire all year that are going to produce better than the guys that got drafted in the first 4 rounds.
You got to go with guys that score points at any position, really, because of the flexibility of these rosters. You could hit on the wide receivers. I get that. There are so many people that went running back heavy, but not everybody can do that in the same division. You can't have 12 teams going running back heavy. I mean, the running backs are gone.
It doesn't work.
I've literally no idea what anyone in my division has done.
You didn't look at their team still? You said that 2 nights ago.
You think I care? I don't give a shit what anyone in my division is doing.
Shane heard that Shane Battier is going 0 RB still, and Shane's like, I'm all in.
I'm all in on that too.
But look, I got Marlon Mack late, who if
I can't spell dynasty.
Jonathan Taylor doesn't run away with that gig, or Jonathan Taylor, isn't healthy or whatever, Marlon Mack late is a guy that I love. Ruggs, I love for some boom weeks. Look, I got little Boston
Mack's
Scott.
a good running back. Yeah, so is
Boston, my
Scott.
new favorite city. I got
Mack
Boston Scott.
Mac is great value there. Mac is great value at 12.
I agree,
there.
and I like that you snuck Ruggs in there in the 13th round too, because if he plays early, that's big. Yeah, could be. AJ Green, you got him too in the 10th. Not bad. And you're in the 14th round, and then there's my division, which I'm about to make the 10:02. I might be on the clock right now, so I don't love this, but I do love that I got George Kittle at 111, and I do love that with the second pick of the second round, I got Watson, who I chose intentionally, I said the other night, over Russell Wilson, because I think Watson has a higher ceiling in this, and I made that conscious decision. I'm glad to get Fournette. Good God, in the third round, almost the fourth round. This I did because I'm biased and I love Kenny Galladay. I could have gone in a lot of different directions. I'm happy with this. Cousins in the fifth. These two guys.
Hell yeah.
I won't draft
Cousins in the fifth
them.
is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't take
Those are
another
great.
quarterback until I don't know, here somewhere. Sorry, in here,
So
17th.
Jeremy,
Yeah.
you glossed over it. You glossed over it.
Okay, tell me what?
You said Deshaun Watson. You particularly picked him over Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So tell me Deshaun Watson's weapons that Russell Wilson doesn't have.
It's not bad.
What about Deshaun Watson's weapons make you feel comfy inside your shorts?
I don't know that I'm ever comfy inside my shorts, but I hear what you're saying, because he lost Hopkins and he has three wide receivers trying to fill that
wasn't
position.
that much. DeAndre Hopkins, he's a Fugazi. He's nothing, right? I mean, that's what you're acting like here.
I'm not. I still think Watson has a higher ceiling in this scoring than Russell Wilson. I think it's slight, but I like Watson's. I do. I like him a lot. I hear what you're saying. Wilson, the structure of that offense is why I think I lean toward the passing game in Houston. And let's not forget, they still have three wide receivers there that are very good. Now, I realize Brandon Cooks is one concussion away from not playing again. We know Will Fuller at some point is going to be injured and not playing, and Kenny Stills is going to be on there. But but with backs,
very good wide receiver. Did that just happen?
Duke Johnson, David Johnson, Johnson there, the tight ends. I think the outlook there isn't as grim as it was, isn't as grim as people think, simply because we removed Hopkins. So there's that. I think he's going to be a consistent player, and that's important in this too.
So can we look up Scott Fish's team real quick?
Sure.
And
I want to say J.K. Dobbins in the 8th. I don't care. I had to have him, and he was going to be gone.
Steal.
I like that.
I like it. Yeah, that's good.
He was definitely.
And I also like the Hooper grab too. I like that.
Yep.
All right, so
everyone's just fading Hooper this year, apparently, right?
I think
like we all.
I think everybody's fading Cleveland in general, though. Everyone's going on Odell,
Bingo.
Jarvis. It's just the entire Browns offense.
Let's do this one and we can move on. Scott Fish, look at this. We told him the other night. He got better though. He got Johnson at the end there, but his
first 3 rounds really good, and then he literally was like, "I'm Scott Fish. I should just win."
That's really good.
Scott his team 0 wide receiver.
McCaffrey and Ryan, yeah.
0
I
wide
love
receiver.
Murray there, but either way, from the 4th on, it's like he was literally like, "Oh, this is for charity, and I can't win my own event."
I'm going to intentionally lose my own league. Yeah.
I feel like when he was coming up with the scoring settings, he was like, "This could work, and I'm going to draft this team." And he was probably drunk at the time.
Too much insight.
Oh my God.
No, look, Scott is a great dude, but this team is not befitting of him.
He said he wasn't happy with it.
He's going to see this.
He's got to make it different. I like it. Hey, let's see how it plays out for him.
He has said he's made the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go donate to Fantasy Cares. I can't slander Scott Fish and have him hear about it. Let me go donate to Fantasy Cares.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do it after this because I've been.
When you do that, are you gonna put your credit card number in so we're all seeing it too, or hopefully you have a second screen available so you can do that.
In the memo, I'm just going to put sorry, Scott.
Speaking of Fantasy Cares, I just want to take a moment. I wanted to make sure to get this out here. The SFB Podathon. Oh my goodness, how the community came together, and we are over $40,000. The sponsors stepped up, the guests stepped up. Matthew Berry matching $2,800 in donations.
Yep.
FF Hitman matching, I think, at least over $1,000 in donations, and Occupy Fantasy. I'm forgetting his name, but he won the Million Maker. He was matching donations for about 8 hours.
Wow!
How everybody stepped up in this community, not one person, everybody from whoever donated $5 to, I heard there was a $900 donation or something like along those lines. Everybody stepped up. What a great show, Sal, Kevin, and
the Podathon, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone forgets Steve, but he was
no, not Steve. Steve's chair put on. Don't get that wrong. And then Shane just totally smashing through his half-hour appearance. Honestly, thank you to everybody who donated.
Yeah.
Everybody who did prizes. The only problem I had with the Podathon was that Jeremy wasn't on it, because I had that highlighted, and Jeremy, you weren't on it, man.
I just couldn't make it on time. But I hear that Shane talked enough for 3 people, so it was probably good I wasn't on that Podathon. I think he represented well, though, from what I heard, and yeah, it's all good. We still donated and all of that, but it is a great experience to be on the Podathon. It's the first year I haven't been on it. Two years running, the HQ was on, but not this year. But yeah, so Dave was involved in helping the Podathon guys raise all that money and working with Scott and all of the Podathon hosts. So yeah, man, really, really good work. Thanks for doing that.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, shout out to FF Trader Joe too, though. My man was he was out there pimping it all over Twitter and other social medias, I'm sure. But
Twitter mastermind Joe is.
Yeah. And I don't like giving shout outs to people, but no, everybody did a great job on that. It was really nice.
You like receiving shout outs, you don't like giving them, right?
But just because no one's talking about you, so you're like, what?
Shane raised some money though during the DynastyTradesHQ. There was a lot of money was donated, and then Sean doing Matt Barkley. I mean, hopefully he gets that bye week so he doesn't have to worry about DJ Moore during the playoffs pair. But good to Shane. Thanks everybody. Honest, hats off to everybody for the Podathon. It was an amazing experience.
Yeah, man, that thing's going to be. It's like the Scott Fish Bowl. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's great. That's good.
So, are we going to have an NFL season so that we can get some points scored?
No,
and actually
none of us are
compete?
getting a season.
I mean, it's looking pretty grim, honestly, with the way college football is going. And not to be a downer about it, but it's true. We have the Ivy League, Stanford, Ohio State announcing that they're only going to do the conference games, which that means no Oregon. The small schools that depend on the income that they get for playing against and letting Ohio State tee off on them, let's be honest. But still, they get a ton of money, millions of dollars. All that stuff's out, and it's just a matter of time, I think, before or until our college season is just a wash. And then, the NFL, we're talking about billions and billions, and there's a lot more on the line. But, with guys getting COVID-19 and the locker rooms, all those things, I mean, do you guys think... what do you guys think? Is this season going to happen in the NFL? Just tell me. I don't know.
I don't think it's going to happen at all. And I think with the NBA kind of being the ones that were at the forefront of literally as soon as a player got it, they shut everything down and everything followed suit after the NBA. They've been very vocal about what they're trying to do for their players. They've been very vocal about what the different things they've tried out. They've been very open with their strategy. We haven't heard anything from the NFL except for today saying, we're not going to do the jersey swaps, guys. And everyone's like, we can't swap jerseys. I don't get it. And it's like, okay, we're a little bit behind the times, NFL. We're watching the NBA create bubbles. Like, how come
you can
one's
swap
even
your
suggesting a
jerseys as
bubble?
long as you don't take your masks off. I'm kidding.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So bring one that's hermetically sealed and hand it to them that hasn't been warned and no one's, but sure.
Right.
But I think what's concerning is that we haven't heard any plans compared to the amount of plans we've heard. It's been too quiet. It's too quiet.
So the NFL's plan was, and it was a good plan because they had time, was, okay, hopefully this will run its course because we have a government that's supposed to handle this shit, right? Unfortunately, our government was like, I don't fucking even believe in it, so I don't believe in the Kung Flu.
Yeah.
So
the Kung Flu.
Yeah.
Kung Flu. Oh my god.
Air quotes.
Yeah.
In case anyone's hearing this on the thing, trust me. Listen, I went to Maryland a few weeks ago. Some crazy lady told me that it's all a plot so that we can get the vaccines with the microchips in them. And that's what
nice.
we're dealing with. So that's why we're not going to have an NFL season, because the NFL, we got time to wait. Let's wait. Things will be fine. I'm sure in September, right? What's that, 6 months away from when this epidemic hit? Surely our government will step in and handle this. And
they're doing a great job so far. So
Right.
The preseason, it's pretty much fait accompli that the preseason's done. It's not.
Yeah. It's not happening.
Yeah.
They can push back the season the way they set up the schedule. They can push it back 2 weeks. So that's the first 2 weeks of September. So maybe COVID will go away before the first 2 weeks of September, and everything will be fine.
Oh, sure, it's just going to go away. Yeah.
It's just going to go away. I mean, at the rate at which that things are going, and the way that people are planning all of these things, I mean, it's going to get pushed back and pushed back. But what we're seeing now with the NBA is players that are opting out because of different family issues or health issues, and they don't want to expose their families to that. NFL is going to be no different. I mean, I'm sure that we've all heard different players have different family situations where their kid has cancer or something terrible. Obviously, like, you don't want anyone to get hurt, and they're going to care more about their families, and they should likely care for more of their families than anything else. But that's just going to be the next snowball effect that we see is like, if they don't say anything, I'm not playing. And then as soon as you have a high-profile player, a big enough one that makes enough money, say, this isn't safe, then we're going to immediately see another snowball as well.
Yep.
hats off to Sam for coming at the FF counselor, because I think FF counselor came at the NFL players today. So Sam just said, I don't think so. Oh, yeah. Oh, it was bad. It was one of the worst videos I think he's ever had. I think Sam's like, get GTFO. Sam's like,
the drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, how can you not have him muted? That dude, first of all, his football takes are trash.
Right.
It's more like a what not to do thing. Like, I mean, I've worked for a lot
Don't
of
do
like
what
bad,
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was a parody account. That's not. Is he really legit?
No, that's legit, dude. He's legit.
FF Counselor is a legit account.
Stop it! You guys are punking me right now.
I thought it was a parody too.
Yeah,
is he a parody?
I
don't know.
He's Jersey. He's real Jersey. He's real Jersey.
He's not Spinal Tap.
Like Jersey Shore's Jersey?
Yeah, he is. He would be on Jersey Shore if it was still going on.
Oh my god.
Right, anyway, but Malik Jackson came out for the Eagles yesterday, and basically he just said, like, hey, we haven't heard shit from the NFL owners on what exactly the plan is.
That's not good.
Yeah, if you guys could come up with a plan, that'd be great. When the NFL players start voicing that publicly, that means they've been voicing it behind the scenes and no one's gotten anything back to them. And they're like, all right, well, now we're just going to explain you. Like, we're getting you ready to say, when, like Sam said, when players start going, no, I'm not playing next year. I don't want to die. Like, it's that simple.
The players don't trust the owners or the NFL to make the right decisions or lay out a plan. They've seen nothing. They're very skeptical. And now they're starting, as you said, to voice their opinion out loud to the public. But I agree with all y'all. I don't think that the season's going to happen. It's looking very, very dim because of the non-trust.
Yeah.
A shout out to @Dingas in the chat. He had Vincent Smith on in the Podathon, and he talked about how the players' union and how the returner for the New York Jets. Mm-hmm. He had him on late night. Vincent Smith talked about how the players were feeling. So if you were going to look for a segment to listen to for the Podathon, Vincent Smith had a lot of insight about how the players are feeling. It was really interesting how they're working on getting in sync with routes with the quarterback. It was really interesting to hear, just a little bit more of insight from an actual player of how they're doing with COVID.
I think I represent all of us when I say that my greatest concern is whether I'm going to carry over my SFB 10 roster team to SFB 11 and not have to draft again, or
can I just defer my roster? I mean,
yes. Couple things I want to acknowledge the chat as well. Larry tells me that I'm looking slim. Thank you. Been working on it. And Ruben asked me if Malik Jackson said anything about his teammates' anti-Semitism. No, he did not. Which is for the reason that I hope the Eagles go 0-16 for the rest of the
So you're
tournament.
alluding to Deshaun Jackson's comments, right? Just to
Not alluding to. He's an anti-Semite bigot.
I'm saying that's what you're referring to.
Yes, yes. Anyway, but sorry to take everyone off track, but most importantly, out of those two things, I'm looking slimmer. Thank you.
Yeah.
You are looking slimmer.
Looking good, man.
It's meth. Meth is a hell of a drug. I'm not gonna lie.
There you go. Yeah.
So earlier it was math, now it's meth. Where are we going next with this?
Meth.
I don't know, Katie. I'm getting used to the single life again, and it's all new to me and beautiful.
Okay.
Well, I think we're going to save our trades for the Patreon version. What do you think, Shane? Just keep those, hold those over. You want to go over one now? You want to do a trade alert? What do you think?
Screw the trades. I did have. I guess we're mostly dynasty fiends here, mostly.
True.
I wonder, do you think this will increase the mainstream popularity of Dynasty, since there's going to be no redraft to watch? Basically, all you're going to have to do is look forward to next year and build teams. Like, this is the perfect opportunity for Dynasty to just like explode.
I agree. I mean, it's why I added 3 more dynasty leagues, because I have my one. Yeah, I'm in 3 dynasties that just started this year. I mean, I have one dynasty that I've been in since end of college, so that one is very close to my heart. And I won it last year, so it's, if we don't have a season, I get to hold on the trophy one more year. So
Yeah, right. Put your name on there 2 years in a row.
I mean, you gotta think there's gonna be nothing but startups going like all through. Like, if there's no games like week 1, it should just be nothing but startup after startup after startup.
There's going to be so many new dynasty babies.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dynasty babies. I love it.
I want to see what the Dynasty Trades HQ does for content. I think it's going to be fire if nothing happens. I can only
It's
imagine.
going to be a lot of fervor, a lot of anger,
Shane's
and a
just
lot
gonna
of
be
trades.
yelling.
Yeah.
Look, dude,
You know that's
you know me. I got content for days, bro. I got the single life I'm going through. If I need to start breaking out some of them stories, I will break out some of them stories. Those would be the X-rated Patreon episodes.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, the Patreon.
Yeah, we can't take the risk of children hearing any of that nonsense, man.
Right? No, we can't. We can't have that.
But no, we could talk. There'll be roster construction. I'm more concerned about me because I'm in 50-something leagues as it is. I'm scared that I'll be in 100 leagues by this time next year if there's actually no season. Like, I'm going to need MFL to just like block me and be like, no, you cannot add anymore.
We're cutting you off.
You need to be able to set a cap like for yourself. Like, all right, MFL, if I sign up for more than 25 leagues, just shut it down. Like, I can't click, nobody can invite me after so many leagues.
Can I
set a cap?
You think
it's like on your iPhone, how it says like you can do certain limitations on apps. You're not on them too much. You need that.
That's what you need. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tweet at MFL and see if they'll go ahead and acquiesce and do that just for me.
They'll acquiesce to your request, my friend.
Yeah.
I don't think they follow me, and never mind.
I feel like they would do that for you. I mean, just to save you from yourself.
From yourself, like someone really should. But all right.
But then
2021.
you could just go to like a different platform and then just pick it up from there.
Well, that's the problem. So I'm also in another. So I say 50-something leagues. It might be more than that because that's MFL. So then there's
the sleeper leagues. My MFL page.
But I'm like Sam, like where sleeper, even though they're real, they kind of don't feel real to me for some reason.
2, 3.
The notifications are weirder sounds, and so I'm like, what the hell is that sound happening on my phone? And it's just like a weird robot sound.
What's that? Is that on
very big into the robots? Very big into the robots.
Is that
I will say sleeper. Yeah,
Sleeper, yeah.
It bugs me. I thought I would love it, but I hate it.
Dude, they've really. I'll tell you what they're the app, because that's the way to do it. Mobile is trash. Or Yeah, but so anyway, the app is great. The trading is actually a lot better now.
Is it?
Like, I can go to players on your team and like them. It's like a dating app now. I can literally be like, hey, sign it into
Bumble for fantasy players.
Like, I can like you
cool.
more off of your roster, and then you can be like, oh, well, guess what? I kind of like your Miles Sanders. Next thing you know, we're talking, and you're not getting Miles Sanders from me, but you might get something.
Might get something.
Oh man,
Dynasty dating app.
That was the one thing that was missing for these apps. So perfect.
Yeah.
If I can swipe right on Christian McCaffrey, I will do that across all the boards.
right?
I'm not going to get the result that I'm hoping for, but you know.
I mean, you might lose out on a few firsts like here and there, but you will wind up with Christian McCaffrey.
I'll also watch out for Danny Amendola because I think him and Christian McCaffrey are still fighting over their girlfriend there. So
Oh, yeah?
Wait, what is this? I love tea. Spill
Fighting
it.
over their
What is
girlfriend?
that?
Well, I forget who it was, but it was an Instagram model, and it got heated. Danny
Danny's
Amendola
dating
and
Christian McCaffrey's ex-girlfriend, right?
yeah, something like that. Oh, it's heated. I don't want to get into the details, but I've been following it, and I have it in a spreadsheet.
I'm gonna look that
every
up.
You have it in a
I gotta look
spreadsheet?
that
No,
up.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I want to read all about that. So
I'd heard about it, but I don't know enough to, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with
That's one
Christian
of those things-
McCaffrey. How do you hurt him? He's just like all muscle. What do you do to that guy? Danny
Well,
Amendola's
some
not going to kick
ankles.
his ass.
Did you ever see Troy, the movie Troy?
Yes.
Remember
Yeah.
Achilles?
Uh-huh.
You just shoot him right in his heel. That's all you got to do
Right in
to
his
Christian
Achilles,
McCaffrey.
huh?
Well, don't use an arrow on the field. I'm pretty sure that's illegal, but just
Yeah,
take
you
out
can't
his
do
little ankles.
You got
you
it all
can't do
figured
that.
out.
Chris,
Okay,
I like Chris,
so
man.
in the comments, Justin says Danny Amendola's ex went to CMC because he's better. Hashtag better.
Oh, is that what happened?
Well, that's
You're not
true.
wrong.
That makes
Yeah.
more sense to me.
That would
Yeah.
make more sense.
Yeah,
Justin is also telling me that she is hot, which
Well,
okay.
I mean,
Hey, I'm a happily married man. I will not make any comments. I can neither confirm nor deny.
the only thing I'll say is I hope so. I hope she is. That's it.
I mean,
all
look, beauty.
parties are happy.
There's so many different levels to beauty, though. So
Right.
I mean, so many different versions of beauty.
I mean, there's so many filters that make people pretty these days, isn't there? Filters, Botox.
yeah.
Sam's got a good point. I mean, she could be all sorts of doctored, like what we're seeing on Twitter, and like
Yeah,
She
We
could
don't
be
even know.
totally
That could be
fake.
we don't
Yeah.
even know what
that could
she
be
looks
photoshopped
like.
to all hell. Like we don't even know what she really looks like.
100%. Like no one knows what she looks like.
So why do they let you use filters on dating apps? Now, look, I don't mind. I'm not judging anyone, but like, if you look like one person in one picture, I scroll to the next picture, you look like a completely different person. How do I even know which one I like or dislike?
Shane, don't worry. My stream is
you're
unfiltered, so what you're getting is everything.
I'm not photogenic, so like I'm always going to misrepresent myself.
I'm superficial.
Look
I
better
don't
in
care
person.
about your personality or anything else. It's just your picture.
No.
You
I just
said.
want to make sure. Look, here's my thing. Like I said, everybody can be beautiful to anyone else. There's different versions of beauty. People might find other people beautiful that I don't, and vice versa. I love reading the stories, though. The stories are my favorite part. I'm not even gonna lie, because I'm like, oh, what?
He said it. I'm not going to lie to you.
But
Every show.
I just don't like when you can't tell. Like, wait, so are you a blonde? Because in this picture you're blonde. This picture you have red hair, and this picture you're a midget. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's almost even
Hair to
that drastic of a change, yeah.
yeah,
Get the hair color.
That's my only thing.
Shane's
It's all
complaining
about
here.
camera angle. If the phone is up really high, you're gonna look really short. If it's on really low, you're gonna look really tall.
Yep.
Shane's
Shane's wearing heels or something like that, dude. You never know.
Shane's complaining here, but he likes the mystery. He likes to figure it
Yeah, you
out.
know
It's
he
like
does.
a rookie. It's
I
like
think
a
he
rookie,
likes the
rookie
dating
draft pick.
apps. That's why we started one forum, johnsonly.com, for the people around the Philly area.
John's only doc.
If
You don't
you-
have to be horny at johnsonly.com.
If you use the charity mistakes alone,
Yours, boy.
Silly.
Oh my god.
Do what you got.
Let's get back to football. Sam, what do you want to talk about? One thing before we get wrapped up here, we'll let everybody go. What do you want to say that's back to football? Please, get us back.
Back to football, sure. Okay, so I mean, luckily we got to see a lot of different people's rosters, and everyone's at different spots. But for me, what's a guy that's like in the back half that you're targeting? That obviously these are all flyer players. You're not going to immediately start them, but who's a player at the top of your list that you're flagging? And this is as someone asking for a friend, me asking to kind of figure out who I want to target in these later rounds.
someone else go first because I tried this
Chris.
the other night off the cuff and it went bad.
I want to hear from Chris on this.
Say,
Yes.
back half, I'm scrolling through some of the players that have gone through in my leagues. Is this for like redraft, or are you talking like?
No, I'm talking
Scott
Scott
Fish.
Fishbowl. No,
Scott
yeah.
Fish?
Fishbowl,
Let's keep it on
back
Scott
half
Fish.
of my draft. I got Emmanuel Sanders in the 14th round.
I love that. That's awesome.
I'm not a huge proponent of the Saints like wide receiver 2. I think we've been chasing the Saints wide receiver 2 since like the
Yeah.
first Bush administration.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I mean, but
like
he could
chasing
wind up
Nessie.
being like. Yeah, because I mean, it's Alvin Kamara, it's Michael Thomas, it's possibly Jared Cook, and then it might be Emmanuel Sanders. So he could be the third or fourth option already on the team.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but still, I mean, I think that's good value on a team that you know is going to pass a lot, connected to, I think, one of the better quarterbacks like in the Scott Fishbowl format. So Manny Sanders that late, I don't mind it like at all. I think that'd be a good target like later on.
What about at running back? The one thing I mean, it's not too late, but I would look at Duke Johnson because David Johnson is just, Duke is already a good enough running back to start anyway, so I think he's someone you can look at.
Yes, Spaceman, pun intended. Give me all the Johnson.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I don't get it. Can you send me a diagram of what you're discussing?
I'll send you a DM. I'll send you a picture with a DM in it.
Okay, yeah, slide it. Yeah, send me that DM. I'm very excited to see that.
Katie, what about you? Later picks, and I know you're probably not there in your draft, but
No, but the draft is 22 rounds long, and I'm thinking that somebody that would be a steal in the 22nd round,
right?
Matt Barkley.
Well, that's much better than the first round.
I love it.
Bravo.
Good one.
Thank you. No, I think that in the late rounds, I think Devin Funchess could be a potential steal. I think that he's a forgotten man, but he's in Green Bay now, and
Starter.
who do they have but behind Devontae Adams? He's got
Might be
more
starter, yeah.
experience, so we'll see. I mean, he's going to be cheap.
Cheap is good.
Yep.
Exactly.
What about Randall Cobb? I like Randall Cobb late.
That
Randall
was a
Cobb late, yep.
good call because he was like in my secondary.
Yep.
One of Houston's
Yep,
average wide receivers to fill in for DeAndre Hopkins. I'm kidding. What were you going to say, Sam?
Oh no, I was just gonna say someone that I've got as a target, and because I don't know where he's gonna fall, just based on the different hype surrounding Joe Burrow. But I like Auden Tate because I like the couple plays that I saw from him last year, and I feel like I just don't. We don't know what's going to happen really with the Bengals, or if we do get a season. I think you have a really high floor possibly for all of their receivers, and you don't know who's going to be the big guy in that offense. And he's a really tall, big guy, so I just love the idea of him being Burrow's, red zone threat.
Yeah.
So I've got him as a flyer for me
That's a
later.
good pick too.
Definitely get him. Auden Tate, it was either 39 or 40% contested catch rate last season. I think that was 5th or 6th in the league. On top of that, he had like a 41% slot rate. So he could play very similar to how AJ Green plays. So if he's hurt, AJ Green gets hurt, or he starts to decline, Auden Tate, again, we didn't think much of him after he got drafted. He could kind of slide into that role. I mean, he played a good facsimile of AJG last season. So I don't mind it.
Chris making it rain with the stats. Good for you, buddy.
No, that's good info, man.
And I love the word facsimile.
Yeah.
I want to use that in a sentence.
I've been drinking tonight. That's about as
I
good
always
as
say approximation. Facsimile
Yeah.
even sounds better. Well, who else? What else? Are there a couple other players we can throw out there, and then we'll move on?
I got players.
Shane's got players. Let's hear one.
Right here in Kansas City.
So real quick though, I wanted to
Right, yeah. That's where we're going.
Since you brought up Matt Barkley, I just wanted to note, shout out to Keaton Denley at Keaton Denley. His charity's the Butt Human Society, I think you corrected me the other night.
Butte. Stop saying it.
Hey,
Yeah,
Beauty.
I don't know, man.
Beauty?
I don't even know what the society is, but it's definitely not Butt Society.
Okay, and then a shout out to Nick, and I won't give his last name because I don't know if he wants it out there. And then Mike Olivia at Mike Olivia. I can't spell. I'm
Mike
sorry.
C. Olivia.
Yeah, him.
Olivia.
Yes, thank you. Him. Because both those guys
the
are matching my $100 pledge to to Keaton's.
Those are ballers.
What do you call it? What you call it? If he makes the playoffs.
Yeah. So
$100.
did you say that for everybody? The details of why you chose Matt Barkley in the first round with your first pick, and it's because if you make the playoffs,
It's charity.
It's charity. Everybody got
It was a
that.
charity.
All right, good.
Yeah. So the players I'm looking at right now, because I'm looking at who's available on the board I'm in the 15th round.
Scroll down.
Anthony McFarland, who I'm absolutely in love with from Dynasty perspective, but the reason we like him so much in Dynasty is we think he might actually get a shot this year when James Conner goes through his annual in-season vacation. Also, Greg Olson. I mean, I know Greg Olson's very old and he hasn't been healthy in like 3 years now. But if he can just stay healthy, Russell Wilson loves tight ends, and Greg Olson is still only 34.
He's still a tight end. Yes, he still plays.
He's still a tight end.
He's still a body. I mean, you don't need him at the beginning of the season. If we do get a season, I mean, you could see him in the rotation towards the back half, and if you've got him stashed, then he's someone you could easily play in a couple weeks.
Yeah. And Jace Sternberger's still sitting out there in my league. I don't know about other leagues. Sternberger.
Greg Olson has one of the sexiest headshots on playerprofiler.com. So just
do you know our buddy DFF_walk, Matt Walker, is the spitting image of Greg Olson. Looks just like him.
Really?
That's why, when we do the Off the Rails podcast, that's why when I introduce him, I'm like, hey, it's Greg Olson.
As I slide into his DMs as we speak.
He's not an ugly guy, let's just say that. All right, so we got some players in the later rounds. Go ahead, Chris.
I have a winner. Oh, sorry.
I just want to a quick ask because I never got to see it. But is Olsen good in the booth? I've heard rave reviews of him. Is he going to be good once he retires?
He's a good.
Is he good?
He's a well-spoken guy. Yeah, you can understand him. He's kind of down to earth. He doesn't talk like. I think he'll be good in the booth. Better than Witten, that's for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So
the bar is low for that.
Do you guys actually? So you guys actually listen to the games because I just watched them and then listen to podcasts. I've
heard him talk before.
and then write.
I'm normally writing during the Sunday night game. I'm definitely writing during the Sunday.
I
night
can't
game.
listen to the commentators during the games. No,
that's what I'm saying.
I'd rather listen to the radio play and then watch the game.
Yeah.
I'm with you, but I've heard most of those guys in the booth before, which is why I don't listen generally. I can't stand it.
A name that has not been mentioned, I think, is a potential winner for Scott Fishbowl is Ito Smith. I believe Todd Gurley's an arthritic knees. He's not a popular name as far as handcuffs are concerned. He's a dynamic receiving back, and he also handled the load in college at a small school. So I think Ito Smith is a great last two picks in your Scott Fishbowl draft. I hate to say this because I haven't picked him yet, but Ito Smith, he's being overlooked in my opinion because he was on the up and up. He was a roller coaster ride until he had that concussion last year.
I kind of see Brian Hill as the handcuff there, but
I will never again get that Brian Hill pick. No.
Brian Hill.
Yeah, they could have had all those running backs that season that came out. Everybody drafted a decent one, and then Atlanta's like, let's go for Brian Hill.
Brian Hill did not receive a touch. Until was injured. So I'm telling you, Ito Smith, people are forgetting how dynamic and how good he is.
I hope Gurley doesn't get hurt.
But Mr. Spaceman Dave, can I tell you why people are forgetting how dynamic and all this he was? Because they saw him play, and he did not look
dynamic.
And he's
not dynamic, right? All right.
Well, and then when he tried to do that pass block and saw the white light, like when the defender ran at him, it was
not
I think you're getting confused with him with Devonta Freeman in the Super Bowl. I think you're getting that confused because that's just what Atlanta does as far as pass blocking.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I think we came up with some good picks for later.
Quadre Olson. Larry Monkey is shouting out Quadre Olson.
Definitely
Definitely got some goal line. I mean, if you're going to get a guy that's getting some money touches, why not?
Yeah. Look, you're drafting in the 22nd round.
I think it's Todd Gurley or bust. You're not going to know what's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to be a bunch of guys, they're going to break it up into a committee backfield. I really wouldn't seek out any of those guys because you're going to be wrong when you draft the guy. You're definitely going to make the wrong pick.
You have to draft someone there. I don't think you could pass. I mean, I don't know. I've never tried that. I could DM Scott and be like, "Yo, dude, can I just pass on this?
Just forget
You're kicking me out." Yeah. I know I'm never getting invited back anyway at this point, so just skip my pick here.
What about you, Katie? What do you have for the good of the group, for the good of the team? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, I am very excited that Pat Mahomes got paid and that he's they put a ring on it. I've been saying that he's a very special quarterback. There's a lot of people chase rookie quarterbacks like they're going to be top 5. You really want in Dynasty, even in Superflex, some of the older veteran, they're the best values. The rookies, I think that Joe Burrow, I've mentioned this before on this podcast, I think Joe Burrow is going to end up like Jared Goff, just an average guy that's good for his football team in the NFL, but fantasy-wise, he's just another average Joe.
Gotcha.
So when it comes to rookie quarterbacks, it's really not worth chasing. There's so much value in that 28 to 36-year-old range.
Yeah,
That's I think that's the slide I have on my Bumble.
Yeah, really.
I think 28 to 36 is where I keep it there.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, you closer to 30, I hope.
What is Bumble? I thought you were on like the
Dating app.
fantasy. I
Bumble's
know
a
what
dating
Bumble
app.
is.
It's
I know
what
what
the kids-
Bumble
it's what
is.
the
You should be
kids
on the
use, man.
fantasy dating app. You should be on the fantasy dating app. That's
We
what
have
I'm
not
talking
started that yet.
There isn't a fantasy dating app.
It would be 7
The
women.
HQ is starting that for Shane.
There would be
Right.
7 women and 498 men because
Right.
we so outnumbered them.
That's true, yeah, for
It'd be
sure.
498 men and the counselor. All right.
exactly.
Yeah.
You have more odds on hitting on a date than an undrafted free agent. So I think it's okay. So.
Like every single female analyst on there would just toss her phone into the river immediately. Like, oh, okay, it's 38 messages from this guy again.
Right. Yeah.
Austin Eckler's not that good. Like, all right, calm down.
I know they wouldn't even actually want to date you. They just want to get mad at you for your fantasy takes. How dare you have an opinion? I'm sorry.
You're not allowed to have an opinion.
I've won my league 5 years straight. So how about we go on a date? What's going on?
Hold on, let me update my.
And then that's the guy that gets mad because she beats him in the league and he can't handle it because
Yep.
So Kyle in chat, I'm sorry if I upset you, my man. I'm dissing on your boy that is your starting quarterback. If he's your starting quarterback in SFB, come back next year, son.
Nice.
Ooh. I think obviously Joe Burrow had an insane season last year, but you have far too many factors to take into account to even allow him into the top 10 to me in going into Dynasty this year. I mean, yes, am I going to take a flyer on him if I can in a league? I will, but as a number one, no thank you.
I hear what you're saying. He's going to a great situation in that offense. And as a rookie, but we're not going to talk about him as a top 10 quarterback among all the NFL quarterbacks yet. Maybe the best rookie quarterback. I certainly think that's within the realm of possibilities, absolutely. I'm not going to write him off, but drafting him like he's a top 10 guy already is a little bit
We're getting a bit
irresponsible.
aggressive.
Yeah, and
Let's keep drafting Aaron Rodgers like he's a top 10 quarterback.
No, don't do that either.
No. And I don't want to seem biased because I do have a giant Steelers, blanket behind me.
Yeah, that's really the only thing I don't like about you.
I wasn't going to hate you.
As a Browns fan, I can't like that banner. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I understand.
I live now north of Cincinnati, so I wasn't going to hold you to it. So but just take the time. Could you take it down?
I know, Rick. Just during the show, pull that down.
Don't run.
Could you take it down?
No.
Sam, it's a great Superflex value. Honestly, Superflex value in Dynasty leagues. I'll take Ben Roethlisberger any day. I think you could get him for a late second, early third.
Who?
For a trade. Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, Ben Roethlisberger.
I traded. So after the draft, I believe I could be wrong because I don't remember dates that well. But I traded in
history
in the
class guy.
Scotfish pigs leagues.
Yeah,
Everybody pigs leagues, right?
I'm in Pigs 1. Yeah.
Yes.
So I traded Devin Singletary straight up for Ben Roethlisberger, and I was happy as a clam. To be honest,
I
with
don't
you.
see anything wrong with it.
No, I'd probably do that, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Chris, in your vast, deep mathematical mind, what do you want to? What do you want to bring up? What do you want to say? I want you to bring something to the table. I know you've got something just under the surface that you want to say, so let's do it.
Well, I guess just for on the Joe Burrow front, I will say that there should be at least some level of optimism regarding him because I get it. The fact that Cincinnati has one of the worst offensive line, if not the worst offensive line in the league. There's some level of optimism for them there. They're getting Jonah Williams back, who was their first round pick last season.
Okay.
They also spent at offensive line during this draft. So I'm hoping that line comes together. But on top of that, just looking at Joe Burrow as a talent, if you look at over the past few seasons, the rookies that have come out, so Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, so some of those top rookie quarterbacks that have come out
In the past couple of years?
Yeah, in the past few years, Joe Burrow in terms of creating under pressure, creating out of structure, deep ball passing while under pressure, Joe Burrow has been one of the top rated quarterbacks out of that set of quarterbacks.
Fair.
So for the situation he's coming into, the weapons that he has or should have like with him this upcoming season, I think there's some level of optimism, especially with the way that Zach Taylor wants to run that offense. I mean, they came out like week 1, they came out throwing 78.5% of the time in neutral passing strips against Seattle, in Seattle.
Okay.
And I think they lost 22-20 in Seattle. So like if they had won that game, which I know they didn't, which sucked because Andy Dalton.
But they could have. Yeah. Right.
They could have. That would have changed the narrative like for that whole season. But still, I think the way that they want to be more of a pass-heavy offense than what they were traditionally doing under Marvin Lewis, I think that there's some optimism regarding that, surrounding that whole team. Not just Burrow, but the way they want to run the whole offense.
Yeah, I agree.
And the defense still sucks. So they're going to be in negative game scripts. And they're playing against Lamar Jackson and Ben Roethlisberger twice a season. And revamped, or we're thinking that the Browns are going to be better this season.
Amen,
now
brother. Don't forget about my Browns. They're always rebuilding.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe this is the right time.
There should be plenty of attempts for Burrow to at least show us what he's got. So I'm hopeful.
People forget that just a little. People have been hating on Odell Beckham Jr. He was top 3, I believe, at least top 5 in air yards. I think there's a lot to go. And he had the injury. I think people are sleeping on Odell Beckham, and I understand why they are because the returns have not been great.
And they had Freddie Kitchens as their offensive coordinator / head coach. So yeah, I mean
he's a great value to be had right now. Great value to be had right now, in my opinion, in dynasty leagues, and even at Scott Fishbowl. He's a great target.
Cool.
All right,
we got to wrap it up because I need a cigarette. So we'll just call it what it is.
Yeah, we'll wrap up the main show here. We do an episode for the patrons after this, so anybody who wants to stick around, has the time to stick around, can. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely off the rails, and we'll talk about some trades. Anybody that has to jump off or whatever, totally understand.
I gotta refill my drink.
Yeah. So everybody, just let's go around and give a quick goodbye. We'll start with Katie, and we'll go. Yeah, Katie, and then Chris, and then Sam, and then Spaceman.
Thanks for having me on tonight. You can catch me on uthdynasty.com. Under the Helmet podcast comes out on Wednesdays usually. And Jeremy and I and others have some things that are in the future coming with some cold drinks and some hot takes. And just have a wonderful weekend, and let's hope this season goes. I'm not that optimistic lately.
All right, Chris.
I'm with Katie, unfortunately. I mean, with the way that it's already looking like, I feel like the way that the NFL is handling this whole pandemic situation is going to be the very same result as the MLB. I mean, the MLB situation, I feel it's going to play out the exact same way. And we're going to wind up without a season. I'm hopeful, but it's just the way that we've seen the last couple of weeks play out. It's not looking all that great. But otherwise, I mean, I'm happy to hang out with y'all for an hour and a half, for a couple hours, and talk fantasy football because that's what we do. We got nothing else going on, so I'm more than happy to hop on, have a drink, and talk with y'all anytime. So I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Sam.
Anytime.
The newcomer. How are you? Say a little something to the listeners.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This has been a lot of fun. I mean, again, first time in the Scott Fishbowl, and it's been super fun. So getting to hear and see all of your takes and why you guys took people where was super eye-opening for me. So I appreciate that. And I did jot down some notes, although I didn't write down the Matt Barkley one. Sorry, that's not my place.
You're smart.
I'm just not going to go there. But if you guys want to check me out, you can follow me at Samantha R. Holt on Twitter. I am a part of the Fantasy Focus squad, and we have a new episode of the Fantasy Debate this Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to be on the potathon that Michael Hoff has going on at the FF Face-Off. It's a big mental health potathon for that charity. So I'm going to be on that at 3 o'clock, I think, Pacific.
Busy.
So yeah, I've got a bunch of podcasting to do on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, give me a follow and give us a listen and subscribe. We always appreciate it. So thanks, guys, for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Spaceman, what do you have to say?
What I have to say is I just have to say about it's been an honor to be on with the Diva of Devi with Chris Allen and Sam Holt. Sam, what you're doing with the Mental Health Podathon is amazing. Chris, I think your intuition and what you bring to the fantasy community is amazing. And Katie, as the Diva Devi, I think you bring a lot to the community, and I have a lot of respect for you. So just to say that is a hats off to everybody hats off to all you guys. And then I just have to, I have to stump for the SFB Podathon again one more time. Is the link for donations is still open. It's been an amazing experience, and give what you can, or at least retweet or whatever you can, interact with this SFB Podathon, because it's been an amazing experience for me personally, and to see what the fantasy community can do is simply amazing. And it's been a pleasure to be on with all you guys, because what the Dynasty HQ Trades represents as a podcast that I personally, it's one of the first that I listened to. It's been an honor to be on. So thank you guys.
Thanks. You know what? Finer words have never been spoken. Well, at least in Michael Cipes' absence. You filled in nicely for him. He's always got kind words to say about everyone. So thanks for joining us, Spaceman. Appreciate having you. Shane, I think we're out on the main show. Say something. Say goodbye to everybody.
Don't forget to follow Michael Cipes, Michael FF Cipes on Twitter.
It's at FF Blitz. It's only been like 3-4 years at FF Blitz. Okay. And
also, just real quick, so the charity du jour this week for me, go give some money to the Anti-Defamation League. Shout out to my dude Joe. Donated $104 to the Anti-Defamation League, and he's going to get the Reggie White jersey from me.
Throwback. Cool. I forgot about that. Yeah, because you're giving jerseys away as a non-Philadelphia Eagles fan now.
Yes, so I have a throwback Mitchell Ness Jaws jersey.
I want the Foles jersey, the Super Bowl winning quarterback.
It's not a Foles, man. It's a throwback Eagles jacket. I will say this though: don't come bidding on that if you're not thin, because it's kind of tight. It's a little tight. It's like the ex might not have bought that for me. That might have been for some other dude, and she accidentally sent it to me. I'm not sure. But yeah, just go donate money to the Anti-Defamation League to help, fight against anti-Semitism that people like Deshaun Jackson like to spew out like it's okay.
Well, quickly, let's spin it positive, because we're going to do the patron show. Why don't you tell everybody just a few seconds here about our Patreon account?
Go join our Patreon. It's lit. It's the kids love it. Yeah, we got a dating app.
The kids say it's lit.
We've got the dating app coming out on it. I'm very excited. The ratio I think is 87 men to 4 women, so it's definitely gonna go well. It does. Become a patron. Don't become a patron. Life will go on. Whatever.
Become a patron. We have a lot of fun. The group me chat is lit. Like you said, we're always doing something.
It's on Fleck. Are we still saying that or no?
I don't even know what that is.
What?
On Fleek. God damn
it. Chris, thanks for correcting him. Oh my God. On that note, we'll see everybody next week on Fleck or maybe Fleek. We'll see.
Fleek?
Yeah.
Is it Fleck?
Oh my God, that was so good.